Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Osborne, and the SCP we're going to look at today is SCP-6882, Object Class, Keter. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-6882 is to be kept in an electronically isolated 10 meter by 10 meter concrete containment chamber at Site-15. Under no circumstances is any electronic device capable of running the game Counter-Strike Global Offensive allowed anywhere within the established 12-meter danger zone around SCP-6882's containment chamber. Any individuals coming into contact with SCP-6882 are to be evaluated immediately and administered Class A amnestics or terminated depending on severity or if a clutch event has taken place. Any instances of SCP-6882-1 are to undergo full psychiatric evaluation to determine whether they are capable of re-entering society. If any electronic device with Counter-Strike Global Offensive installed happens to enter the 12-meter danger zone, the device is to be immediately powered down via electromagnetic pulse or destroyed through any viable means. Observation of SCP-6882 is achieved through two infrared bullet-style CCTV cameras located on either side of the containment chamber, adjacent from one another. In order to achieve consistent monitoring of SCP-6882's actions, no fewer than 3 personnel are to remain on-site at all times. In order to impede the progress of clutch events, MTF-6882-13, A Taste of Mars, has been established. Any individual who happens to witness a clutch event are to be interrogated and/or administered Class A amnestics. In the event of SCP-6882-1 designation, as well as any clutch event, it is imperative that all major news publications be informed so as to not spread awareness of SCP-6882. Description: SCP-6882 is a human male of European ethnicity, roughly 1.9 meters in height. It is fluent in both English and Spanish, but prefers to speak only in English. Intelligence-based test scores indicate that SCP-6882 has exceedingly high IQ, placing it within the 99th percentile. While any device containing the game Counter-Strike Global Offensive is brought within roughly 10 meters of SCP-6882's current position, it will automatically become aware of the device's presence, with or without knowing it was there. How SCP-6882 is able to locate these devices is not currently understood. Upon gaining access to a device, it will attempt to play the game, somehow also knowing the login information to the game. Once online, it will search for a match, preferably a competitive match, although observed instances suggest other modes such as deathmatch or casual can also be chosen. Once the match begins, no anomalous activity is observed until the start of the second half. It has been observed through testing that SCP-6882 has the skill level far above that of the highest competitive rank in the game, known as Global Elite, and is able to be at the top of the leaderboard consistently with very few deaths. However, during the second half, SCP-6882 will begin to type in the game's text chat, harassing whoever is the lowest on the leaderboard. If this individual leaves the bottom of the scoreboard at any point during the second half, this is where the communication ends, and no further anomalous activity has been observed past this point. However, if the individual remains at the bottom of the leaderboard for the remainder of the match, the individual is now designated as SCP-6882-1. Upon designation and the subsequent end of the match, what is known as a clutch event takes place. SCP-6882 will immediately begin making its way to the real-life location of the individual. At this point, no known methods have been able to impede SCP-6882 during this phase. Upon arriving at SCP-6882-1's location, SCP-6882 will produce various weapons that happen to be the real-life equivalent of those in the Counter-Strike games. It will then challenge SCP-6882-1 to a 1v1 inside of the individual's home. If the subject declines, various forms of bodily harm are inflicted on SCP-6882-1 through unknown means. There are a wide range of injuries that have been known to occur, such as rib fractures, aortic ruptures, or major fractures in the spine, typically around the thoracic or lumbar regions. These injuries, despite extensive medical treatment, are unable to stay fixed, and will often break or fracture even minutes after complete surgery. If the subject agrees to the 1v1 proposal, they are given the option to choose one of the weapons SCP-6882 has produced. Upon choosing a weapon, They are then teleported to a random location in their home, and SCP-6882 dematerializes into an unknown location, presumably a pocket dimension of sorts. SCP-6882-1 is usually teleported to a distant room far from any main room such as a living room or a foyer. Once SCP-6882-1 has been successfully teleported, the 5-second competitive mode round start timer can be heard within a 2-meter radius of the home, despite no sound source ever being located. SCP-6882 will then materialize somewhere in the home, armed with one of the weapons it has produced. SCP-6882-1 will then be forced to kill or incapacitate SCP-6882 by using the weapon provided to it. In the vast majority of cases, SCP-6882 wins the gunfight. Observed to almost already know where SCP-6882-1 is located within the home. In very few cases, however, individuals have managed to catch SCP-6882 off guard and successfully kill SCP-6882. The interview log of some of the survivors can be viewed below in Addendum 6882-210B. Once defeated, SCP-6882 will dematerialize once more and reappear back in the location of which the device was located, and turn off the device, becoming docile once more. SCP-6882 has no known other anomalous properties observed outside of clutch events as of March 1st, 2022. Clutch Event Log. Date: May 10th, 2017. Location: Red Bluff, California. Description of Clutch Event. Subject was at the bottom of the leaderboard of a competitive match on Mirage. At exactly 5:00 p.m., SCP-6882 breaches containment, running at roughly 38 kilometers an hour towards SCP-6882-1's location. Subject was later found to have 20 7.62 by 39mm cartridge rounds found in its torso and head. At 10:47 p.m., SCP-6882 starts making its way back to the containment chamber. Date: August 3rd, 2018. Location: Padua, Italy. Description of Clutch Event. Subject was at the bottom of a leaderboard of a death match on cobblestone. At 3:02 p.m., SCP-6882 breaches containment and starts heading towards the target. Speed was around 112 kilometers an hour. Subject was later found to have every rib in their body fractured, as well as 14 teeth pulled out with so much force the gums were torn. At 7:05 p.m., SCP-6882 returns to containment. Date: March 1st, 2019. Location: Cebu City, the Philippines. Description of Clutch Event. Subject was at the bottom of the leaderboard of a competitive match on Overpass. At 6:14 a.m., SCP-6882 begins running towards the target. Speeds measure between 185 to 210 kilometers an hour. Several security cameras were able to capture the event. Data has since been confiscated by the Foundation, and shows SCP-6882 giving SCP-6882-1 an Accuracy International Arctic Warfare bolt-action sniper rifle, as well as 3 magazines of .308 Winchester cartridges. The camera then seems to experience interference. Once stable surveillance is restored, SCP-6882 has dematerialized, and SCP-6882-1 has been relocated into the second-floor bathroom. At 11:25 a.m., SCP-6882 is seen materializing in the foyer, now equipped with an IMI Desert Eagle 44 Magnum. The 5-second round start timer is heard, although no distinguishable source of audio is ever located. Once the timer ends, SCP-6882 is seen heading towards the exact location of SCP-6882-1. Upon arrival, SCP-6882 fires a round directly into SCP-6882-1's forehead, killing them instantly. Shortly after, SCP-6882 makes its way back to its containment chamber. Note from Dr. Kishen: this ability to disable the cameras is interesting. I suggest we experiment with it to possibly get more information about SCP-6882's abilities. Date: October 14th, 2020. Location: Perth, Australia. Description of Clutch Event. Subject was at the bottom of the leaderboard of a casual match on Tuscan. At 7:39 p.m., SCP-6882 breaches containment and makes its way towards the target. This is the highest running speed observed as of this entry, at around 450 kilometers an hour. SCP-6882-1 was later found to have its jaw completely removed, as well as having 14 tapeworms inside its stomach. At 1:02 a.m., SCP-6882 makes its way back to its containment chamber. It has been noted throughout the history of these events that SCP-6882 possesses some sort of pocket dimension where certain objects, such as weapons, are stored. There does not seem to be any limit as to where SCP-6882 is able to access such a dimension, and no observation tools have ever been able to capture any footage of said dimension. Addendum 6882-210A. Interview with SCP-6882. Interviewer: Dr. Kishen, Head Researcher for Anomalous Materials. Subject: SCP-6882. Date: June 10th, 2022. Begin audio log.
Hello, my name is Dr. Kishen. I'm a researcher here for the Foundation.
Oh, how lovely. Do tell me, is it a Foundation policy to only have the worst food ever made?
I'm not quite sure, although I do have to agree with you on that front. Anyway, I have some questions lined up for you. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated.
Questions? Oh, I know. You're gonna ask me about why I kill all those losers that waste my time by queuing, right?
Yes, actually. That's exactly what I was gonna ask.
I figured. Well, you see, in case it wasn't obvious enough already, I have a very high standard for my teammates. It's a big mystery to me how some people have the audacity to queue without even considering the fact that there's going to be people better than them.
How are you aware of their real-life locations? It appears the majority of your victims have had little or no contact with you about such information.
I don't know. One of my special powers, I guess. Sometimes you just have to take people out for them to get the message.
I see. It seems you have the ability to make firearms appear out of thin air. Can you elaborate on how this is done?
Not quite sure. I guess some sort of dimension or something. It's just one of those things I don't question very much.
Huh. Okay. One final question. How are you able to achieve such a running speed?
Well, I was in cross-country for a while, but other than that, I guess I'm just naturally fast?
Right. Alright. Thank you for your cooperation. Guards will be in shortly to escort you back to your chamber.
Okay, that's cool and all, but holy shit, please! Let me get some good food.
Note from Dr. Kishen. It appears that the knowledge of his powers isn't well understood to him. Further study is highly recommended. Addendum 6882-210B. Interview with 2 clutch event survivors. Interviewer: Dr. Kishen, Head Researcher of Anomalous Materials. Subjects: and date: August 21st, 2022. Begin audio log.
Hello. My name is Dr. Kishen. I'm a researcher here at the Foundation. I'd just like to ask you some real quick questions. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated.
It was really scary. He wouldn't let us go if we didn't do as he says.
And what did he make you do exactly?
Shoot him. I know it sounds weird, but he made us shoot him.
Interesting. And how were you intending to shoot him?
He gave us guns that looked like the game we were playing at the time. I don't know where he got them from, because he wasn't carrying anything on him when he got here.
I see. What kind of guns were you given?
They were all like the real-life versions of the ones you see in this game we played called Counter-Strike. It was almost like he knew what the game was, because all of them were identical. You know, like the AK-47, the Desert Eagle, all those kinds of guns.
Okay. You mind if I ask how badly you were hurt, if at all?
He shot me in the leg a few times, but other than that, I think I was okay.
He missed a ton of shots on me somehow. I guess I got lucky.
Understood. Did you get a glimpse of what weapon he was carrying by any chance?
I didn't really get a good look, but it looked something like a FAMAS.
He had some kind of Desert Eagle or something like that, but I could be wrong.
Very interesting. Well, that is all I needed to know. Thank you for your time. A guard will be here soon to take you back home.
And thus concludes the entry of SCP-6882. It was a very scary tale, and yeah, what a monster. Who would have thought that someone who played video games would be this dangerous? But the things we keep here at the Foundation, monsters, absolute monsters. No, I can't say I'm super surprised. Either way, you are dismissed.